Okay, remember they're changing my voice. See, these are Republicans, right? It says right there, Republican women open up about the party's future. Okay? You see how they're white and Jewish-ish, whitish, almost LGBT, almost circus. Just look at her and think about the circus. Look at her and think about the circus. Think about witches, right? So these witches here, okay? You know, again, I'm not racist. I'm just showing you where the problem starts from and how it's stupid to pretend that's not the case and how to wage war for your cultural values when that's the core problem. See, this guy is very similar. Look at him carefully. 3, 2, 1. Let's look at her carefully, right? Nearly identical, right? You say, well, that's because she's Republican and Republicans are racist. Well, bear with me. Let's go over here. She almost certainly be described as a liberal model, right? Her, liberalish, right? Very liberalish. Her, okay, and them, right? Fashion, liberal fashion, right? Okay, liberal kind of dits, okay? Liberal, okay? Very similar to those Republican women. Why? What are the commonalities? Well, it has something to do with this guy, right? He's seen as more conservative-ish, and this guy's seen as more liberalish, right? Harry, right? Married a Hollywood female of some kind, right? She was an actress or a model or something. She was from the Hollywood crowd one way or another, right? Meghan Markle. And him, Kate Middleton, kind of conservative-looking female, right? You know, but they're in white culture, they overlap, right? He's even on the left in this picture. We're looking down at it, and he's on the right. Okay, and of course, you know, the devil in a suit. They've been called the white devil. I'm not saying that or not saying it in that video, in this video. Now here, we see this. Now when we look at history, it's clear cut that the ideal man would be some indigenous person, a man of color. Black people seem to be the most outspoken, so logically, the ideal man would be Jesus on a cross, right? Would be a black person on a cross, rather, as the idea of Jesus is superimposed on. I've been saying this for years and years, and I pointed out why it's me and so on and so forth. It has to do with my top martial arts challenge of black people. Who's the bell that rings the last, right? Is it the Black Panther, or is it the Black Freemason, or the Black President, or the Black Model, or the Black, you know, whitewashed karate instructor, right? You know, kind of LGBT looking, okay? Obviously, it's heterosexual black martial artist's ideal characteristics, and the top martial artist is the ideal black man. It's that simple. Anyone who doesn't understand I'm right is fucking insane. I mean, really, really, really crazy. Here we have Psalm 9 that would agree with me, Psalm 9, 3 through 5. My enemies turn back, they stumble and perish before you. For you have upheld my right and my cause, sitting enthroned as the righteous judge. You have rebuked the nations and destroyed the wicked. You have blotted out their name forever and ever. Sort of martial art argument, and you see with the angel wings, it all lines up. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, so now, is the problem just Marquis de Sade culture? You know, LGBT sexual sadism, right? He wrote the book 120 Days in Sodom, or what have you. Is the problem just, you know, cops afraid to man up and do the right thing? Is the problem just rock and roll hellraiser types? No. Okay, as we show you over here, the problem is those things too, yes, but it starts with white culture. They're responding to white culture, white historical culture. And it has two main sides in popular culture. That's the right wing, okay, and that's the left wing, okay? And the left wing also includes, you know, people like her and people like her and people like her and people like her who's self-proclaimed witches. See the hat and the cat and so on and so forth. It has to do with strippers who are black and so on and so forth. But what, you know, are they Zulus? Are they Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, Amhara? Okay, are they Berbers? What, you know, they're in a white Western culture. So the problem starts with white Western culture. And when they go hyper aggressive to defend it and say that you can't criticize it, the problem gets worse. So what do these cultures have in common, right? I've gone to this many times. Gothic, okay, Satanist, emo, okay, rock and roll groupie, skateboarder, snowboarder, okay? All of them are white Western culture. And we say we built this city on rock and roll. They're all rock and roll-ish, right? Goth is considered a form of rock, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, skateboarders and snowboarder chicks are associated with rock. Now, where did gangster rap spring up from? Perhaps it sprung up from Nigeria or Jamaica. No, gangster rap as such sprung up from America. Thus, the gang documentary called Made in America. The problem is not noble African Skywalker, God of justice culture. It is Western culture. And the corporate sabotage and the corporate greed and the pharmakeia, which means sorcery and poisoning, in their own fucking Bible studies tools site. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Bloodbath Roman culture. Okay? Zeus, a deity of rape, right? He raped all kinds of females. raped Persephone in his alter ego form. As Hades, he also raped her. Okay? In his Jupiter form, assisted with the rape of the Sabines. In his Baal form, countless rapes in the Middle East and North Africa, and especially in the southern Mediterranean basin, southern Europe, and also the southern Mediterranean basin, southern Europe, right, North Africa, He did all these rapes, right? So Horus is someone like me who's trying to resist what is perhaps best embodied by Western culture, who is set, right? The whites, this white set scramble, and settler scramble. Again, I'm part white, I'm not racist. We look at this, right? You see my body shape. They made my pectorials look more kind of effeminate. They edited the picture, okay? You know, I had a very solid body, not any low body fat, made it look like I was a softie, because their body types are more like, see, they're kind of gay Western body types, right? A Western ectomorph, a Western mesomorph, and a Western endomorph. Is the problem Zulu culture? No. It's more like Western culture and their behind the scenes witchcraft nonsense and Freemasonry magic show, never grew up type of nonsense. This is key here. Can we solve Americans' problems without acknowledging the problem is Western culture, and that they haven't presented a single culture that transcends the other groupings of cultures to rise up and face it with moral precision? When you don't have a single morally precise culture, the problem is your entire grouping of cultures here in this Western nation that first and foremost stands for Western crony capitalist and other abusive, rape culture and so on and so forth. These are the same feminist witches whose allies cry rape culture, who defend Western culture as witches who in their own popular culture are evil ideas that are selfish and wicked and petty. And their TV shows, who they don't hesitate to play their roles in, also portray them as evil people. I mean, what is there not to get? Look at this chick from the Witches TV show. You see that? They say accept evil. You think a culture that's saying accept evil isn't the problem? Okay? When every culture, I'm sure they're just the women are the problem in the patriarchy. Okay? It doesn't take a genius to see that if you're in a Western culture, as I come back, or any other culture outside the divine order, but we're focusing on Western culture in this one, that you were caught slipping. And I came back like a righteous man in the night, and in your book you said like a thief in the night. Okay? Because you want everyone to be evil and like you and to enjoy evil with you. Okay? And you were caught doing the wrong thing. Did you fall on your knees with tears in your eyes and come to repent and achieve atonement? Do you have contrition? No. You have cruel intentions. You have silly, dumb behavior, dumb jocks, dumb and dumber. Tweedledee, Tweedledum. Arrogance. With arrogance, you have persecuted me. Like, oh, of course, yes, let's just persecute him. You say, well, how good do I look compared to him? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Okay, when I came back, you're all acting like this guy or something, and this guy. And all these people these days with their fingers over their lips, like it's a secret society or some sex cult going, shh, like someone who's about to rape a little girl with a gun in his hand. Okay, just sickening, sickening things that I see. You're all acting like dumb blondes from every race, every gender. And here you have eugenics, which is also from the Western culture. Francis Galton, an Englishman. Sir Francis Galton, if it makes you feel better. It is the study of the agencies under social control that improve or impair the racial qualities of future generations, either physically or mentally. So who bred the masses of dumb females who shunned the most righteous guy that ever lived? Certainly the English were very much involved. But it was the West in general, first and foremost, and the international LGBT community, and obviously the Jewish diaspora. Thank you.